Whoa. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Live mic, no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities. Started with a combo, now the world leaning in. For vets in the room, let the stories begin. No filters, no scripts, just wisdom and sin. We talk, hustle hard, and the places we've been. From the field to the mic, that growth is the lesson. Turn pressure into presence, that's the real confession. Got the crowd tuned in for the raw and the rare. You can feel the truth breathe through the air. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Live mic, no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities. Talk music, talk ball, talk rank and salute. Every topic on the table, every word in pursuit. We the voice for the ones that the world overlook. Turn pain into punchlines, life into the hook. Yes, in the chair, we breaking the mold. Every episode's heat, every message is gold. No gimmicks, no mask, just purpose and peace. When the lights come on, that real don't cease. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Live mic, no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrity. We ain't chasing fame, we redefining the game. Give light to the name that the system can't tame. Got the people tuned in, cause they feel our lane. It's the voice of the real, not a chase for acclaim. Mic check, then the vibe start to settle for a host. One stage and the truth is the metal. So before that show start, let the beat breathe steady. When you hear that name, just know we ready. Oh yeah, when you hear the name, just know we ready. Unpopular celebrities. Yeah, we speak that truth so effortlessly. Live mic, no script, just energy. From the block to the base to the legacy. Unpopular celebrities.
Yo,
Oh,
we back. Am I loud?
no, you're good. I think.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. Kind of delayed. Let me make sure. Okay, cool. I can hear everything. We back. It's hot in this house right now. I got the AC turned down, but goodness gracious, I ain't got no fan in here, and it's hot.
Why you
Yes.
got the AC turned down if it's hot?
Well, I had it, but turned up. Which way do you say it? Do you have if it's hot in the house, or if you're trying to cool the house down, do you turn the AC down or turn it up?
If it's hot, you turn it up. Try to get it to a point where you're you got the house at a certain.
So I turned the temperature down, turn the fan speed up. How about I say that?
Turn the temperature down with the fan speed up. That works.
Interesting. I always wonder that. Y'all let me know. Do you turn the AC up to get it colder or turn the AC down to get it colder?
I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, but that wouldn't make sense to turn it down to get it colder.
You turn the temperature down.
No, like if you're hot, case in point, when you come in the house and your temperature in your house is 85 degrees,
Right.
you got to if you turn it down, will it eventually cool? Yes, but it's going to take a crap load of time to do it.
Okay.
And I guess you can argue it's going to use less electricity, but then what's the point of even having it on? You might as well just turn it up. Like if you're at 85, you want to set your temperature to get to, I don't know, 70. It's going to take a while because your house is hot. It's got to
Okay.
be able to bring it down. If you set it low, like say, okay, I get it. Now I think what you're saying. What you're saying is you set the temperature low.
Yeah, the temperature
Okay,
was
so
like at
that's
80
it.
and I turned it down.
Okay, if that's the case, that's the same thing as blasting it then. So it's
Yeah. All right. This is how we start off a popular celebrity show. We never know what we're going to talk about, how it's going to come up. Basically, I got my water here because it is hot in this house. So I'm hoping during the course of the show, I will start feeling a cool breeze. If not, I have to get up and check because it's hot. How's your
Who up
weekend?
in here, man? Who's up in here? I see 3 people in the chat. Who in here?
Okay.
Y'all chime off who's in the chat, man. Hey, shout out to all the people I met this past week at the United Way get together. We had to get together at I can't remember the name of the bar, but I met some lovely folks, Teresa and a bunch of other folks. So if you listening or you're eventually listening, here's a shout out to y'all. Thank you for following. Much appreciated. Tony Bostic, I knew somebody was up in here. Tony Bostic, welcome everybody. Tony Bostic, the Gooch himself, Gooch, and also the Detroit Lions, aka Detroit Pistons, failed championship dreams. Yes, y'all can't seem to get y'all stuff together, especially the Detroit Lions. But maybe
Tony,
one year, maybe.
Tony Bostic, hope you stay in because we probably have some topics for you to get into later. That would be quite interesting.
Boy.
Quite interesting to have you on for that. But yeah, man. So good for your United Way get together or get together. Yeah. So that's cool. Hopefully you figure out who's who in the zoo from an outside work perspective. I guess it's always good to get that perspective. Charles Davis in the building. There you go. I was about to say, what's up on my Facebook?
AKA the Black Panther himself is in the building. Welcome.
Charles Davis, do you be telling everybody your maintenance? I saw a reel on Facebook about people lying about what their career field is. Everybody wants to say, did you see that skit by Gary Owens, who had an Army girl up there that was talking about how she was a hydration specialist or something like that. And Gary Owens, I didn't know he was in the military, but he was talking trash to her, talking about you ain't never went to war. I bet you don't tell your family that's what you do. I bet you be lying, talking about your Delta Force and all this other stuff. Wow. Yeah, but I mean, she was laughing. There came a point to be like, all right, bro, enough's enough. But she was laughing about it.
Wow, I'll be pissed, bro. That ain't funny at all, man.
Yeah, he was going ham on her. I wish I could find it because I would throw it up there. It was like 10 minutes long. But yeah, he was going off. Yeah, I'm maintenance, but I'm Air Force. Oh, how cute. Oh, how sweet. As a matter of fact, good for you. Good for you.
Tony Bostic being mad disrespectful. Got one before the Sixers. How many chips y'all got, Tony? How many chips Detroit got? Better than more than the Sixers. How about that?
Yeah, you know how many do Sixers have?
We got 3. What you talking about?
Oh, they got Detroit got more than that.
No, they don't. They won 2 with maybe they probably got 2. I know Isaiah Thomas won 1. He got at least 1.
I thought he had 2.
Looking it up.
Yeah. Oh, they got 3. 89, 90, 2004.
Well, we tied there.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't got Dr. J, though.
Oh, and they had 2 prior in the NBL. Does that not count?
Oh, well, we got some too in the ABA. What's the NBL?
ABA was a totally separate league. NBL was.
You said NBL, right?
Yeah.
NBL? What the hell is NBL?
I don't know. Sixers have, holy crap.
That's right.
I don't even know what that is. All right, 60, 55, 67, and 83.
That's right, already.
Mm-hmm.
Already.
And then, other finals appearances. Y'all had a lot of finals appearances. Goodness gracious,
Sixers, baby.
All right, anyway, get away
Sixers,
from
baby.
Get away from this basketball
Sixers.
thing. Not you got to see I did see the earthquake thing. That was hilarious. Did you see that one?
No.
He was on Howard Stern, and Howard Stern was talking about he was in the military. He was a person who loads nukes on the thing at Barksdale. Yeah, and he said he dropped a nuke one time, and he said, man, people started running. He's like, what you running for? Like, this nuke go off, we're all gonna die. Ain't like you can outrun radiation. And so he's like, I just sat out, started smoking a cigarette, waiting for the cops to come. I was like,
man. Hold on, man. DC going to be big mad when the May comes and them Sixers on the couch waiting the finals. You freaking
that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
You freaking hater.
That's pretty
How
accurate.
about all y'all just shut the duck up?
That's pretty accurate.
Join the bandwagon. How about that?
That's pretty
Freaking
accurate.
haters.
That's pretty accurate. The schedule still ain't came out. But anyway, let's go to our first topic, talking about basketball. Excuse me. Did you see Enes Kanter Freedom elect for the 2027 WNBA draft? And Royce White elect for the 2027 NBA draft. Did you see that?
First of all, educate us who Enes Freedom is.
Well, Enes Freedom is previously Enes Kanter. His name is Enes Kanter Freedom, who was a player on the, I believe it was OKC Thunder. Probably 20 years ago now, 10 years ago. Who was a backup center, who was actually not bad for a backup center. I'm not sure how many years he played in the league, but he played a good time in the league. Let me look it up. But he played in the league. Enes Kanter. He's a Turkish American. Oh, he played, his last season was 2021, 2022. He's 34 years old right now. 6'10", 250 pounds. Has elected to go to the WNBA draft. During this WNBA draft, not only him, but another member whose name is Royce White said he is going to elect for the WNBA draft because, according to the WNBA's rules, all you have to do is be a female. That's it. It doesn't specify any more, any less. So they are using this loophole to get into the WNBA, basically saying for the next 4 months, they're going to identify as a female. I will start with your thoughts, but I got a lot to read about this, but I will start with your initial thoughts on this.
You know, my initial thoughts is it's a shame that what we should have been talking about is all the great games the WNBA had over this weekend of performances.
They did.
You said, ironic that since Enes Kanter is what?
No, Enes missed a P, wants to play with women. Trash.
But no, see, Gucci, that's a reason for that. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. Hold up, the Sixers ain't got a chip since the Super Nintendo was released. You freaking hater. I'm seeing YouTube. All right, anyway, I digress. What we should have been talking about, what we should be talking about is the great performances the WNBA had over this weekend. You got a great matchup the other day. You had the Aces versus the Lynx. Olivia Miles, who is a freaking stud out there handling her business.
Be careful using the word stud.
Lisa Collier, you know what I'm saying? She's out there handling her business, and they beat the Las Vegas Aces, the defending WNBA champions. So that was good. Yesterday, you had a great game between the Fever and the Chicago Sky. Dang near Caitlin Clark and what's the other girl, Mitchell?
Mm-hmm.
Two great performers. They had a great game that game. My girl Sophie Cunningham out there. Shout out to Sophie Cunningham. Get clobbered by Carrington, and she got a tech, and she deserved that joint. You know what I'm saying? She got kicked out the game. But anyway, the Fever had a great game the other day. What we should have been doing is talking about that. Because whether people believe it or not, the WNBA's popularity is starting to ascend. However, the problem, among many other things, missed layups and such, you have this distraction. Now, my thoughts on Enes Freedom deciding to declare himself or will declare himself for the WNBA is ridiculous. I get what he's saying.
You
and
do?
I understand his message. I agree with him. It goes back to the notion of the WNBA has something in the policy, if I'm saying this correctly or I'm paraphrasing.
But let me
have to declare who you are in order to play in the WNBA, meaning you don't have to say you're a male or female.
No, that's incorrect. It says the league collective bargaining agreement statement is that only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. But it does not include any more specification language about gender identity or sex alignment at birth.
Well, it's a contradiction, it sounds like.
Well, they weren't. I hate to use this analogy. It's almost like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Yes, it's not a contradiction. It's just not specific.
No, that's a contradiction. Let's call it what it is. If they're saying you have, let me make sure I get this straight. You said, or you just read, you have to be a female to play the WNBA, right?
No, it says only play. It says, this is in quotes, quote unquote, from ESPN. Players collective bargaining agreement. Only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA, but it does not include any more specific language about gender identity or sex alignment at birth.
So again, it's a contradiction because it should have been period. It said,
yes, it should have been
that to play in the WNBA, you have to be a woman, right? Is that what you just said?
To play in the only players who are women are eligible to play. Yes,
right. But then it said it doesn't add any. It doesn't say anything about specific gender or something at birth.
Yeah. So yes, correct. So
it's a contradiction. It should have been period. You have to be a female to play in the WNBA. Period. Not add the other stuff. So what they're saying is what it sounds like to me is they're saying, yeah, you gotta be a female to play in the WNBA, but if you were born a male and you identify yourself as a female, then technically you can play in the WNBA, right?
That's what Enes Kanter saying. Yes.
So that's my point. So it's a country. It's really technically kind of close to what I said, except it didn't start off in the beginning. It came on the back end. And so again, for what Enes is saying, I agree with him. I don't agree by him doing this method to use the WNBA as a pawn because they already got their own problems. They're trying to get themselves established. They will nowhere near be as popular as the NBA. But they're starting to ascend. They got great young players, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, Olivia Miles, the list goes on. This is a distraction. And for this other dude, I don't know who this other dude is, Royce, whoever. Who's this guy? I don't know. I was going to say Royce the 5'9", I'm going to disrespect, because Royce the 5'9" is a phenomenal MC, so I won't do that.
Okay. Let me calm down. No, I'm not going to calm down. Tony Bostic, don't you ever try to correct me again. Let me throw this up here for you. And you know I can't read well. So you sitting here and telling me what it does and doesn't say. Now I got to put it up here for you. And it's going to be hard to read because if you're watching this on your phone or whatever. But I will highlight it for you. Right here, it says that. As you see in the top left, ESPN. Exactly how I read it. Right here. Highlighted for you. You might have to zoom in on your phone or whatever, and I apologize for that. But there you go. Ever try to correct me again? All right.
I don't know. You didn't leave it up there long enough, but I think I might see what Tony is saying here. You mean the part that's highlighted?
Yeah.
Is that in quotations?
Yeah, you don't see the quotes?
Where?
Only play right here. I'll even highlight just the quotes.
The league's collective, but who said that though?
The league's collective bargaining agreement.
No. Wait a minute. The league's collective bargaining agreement doesn't say that. The person says the collective bargaining agreement says it. The collective bargaining agreement is not a human being. So if there's a person that is quoting from the collective bargaining agreement, who's that?
Correct. I'm guessing Engelbert because that was the last person up here, but I don't know for sure. I don't care who the person is. They're using a quote.
I got you.
Let me go to these comments. So Tony Bostic, I can't wait for the apology. The words included, but is what ESPN said. Bro, I don't understand what you're talking about right now. You're killing me right now. Royce White ran for governor of Minnesota. Yep, he sure did. Who is this? Somebody from the YouTube. What's up, big dog? WNBA should fold. Ooh, we'll talk about that. My boy Dale Brown in the building. First sergeant. Diamond. A scientist on the stand couldn't even define what a woman is. I remember that. That's where we are as society. So Kanter said, boom, I got action, TiVo voice. So here's my thoughts. And we'll go a couple of different directions with this. And we'll love your comments as we're going along. I'll make sure we stop and kind of get to them as we're going. First and foremost, you're right. The league had a phenomenal week, if not weekend, to games. They were all on free TV or streaming TV, so easily accessible to watch, and all the games were good. The Aces played the Lynx. That was a good game. And then they went to overtime with the Dream, I believe, which was a good game. So 2 really good games, 2 last-minute threes. So, yes, the league is doing better. Going to the point about Ennis and Royce, it's a God blessing shame they're doing this. It's a shame. The women finally get more money. They're finally flying private. They're finally being more notarized, getting shoe deals and all this other stuff. And here you come out of nowhere. You haven't played the league, what would I say, 2022? So for 4 years, you haven't played? You could have came in then. But you waited until they started getting money. You damn shame on you. Damn shame on men all around trying to get in women's sports. Now, I will ask you the question. You're 6'5"?
I wish. I was 6'3".
6'3".
Yeah.
So you're a rather tall person to play in the WNBA. You're above height. You're above the natural height, which is about 5'10", 6 foot. If I'm going to pay you $50,000 a month to work for 4 months and have an advantage over 60% of the people that you work with, would you do it?
Yeah.
That's the problem with the league. But to your point, it doesn't specify who is who. So damn shame not only on them for doing this as a man, I'm pissed off. Damn shame on the owner, Kathy Engelbert, and I'll put her name out there, for not coming forward and saying, damn with the nonsense. And putting straight lines, like you said, put a period on there. You have to be a woman when you are eligible to play. By birth, woman, or however you want to say it. But because you're too much of a, I hate to say it, a coward to go out there, your statement is totally different. We always, the quote unquote from Engelbert, always approach this topic thoughtfully, respectfully, and in alignment with the long-standing values of our league. Damn that. They're making a mockery out of your league and you don't care. Now, maybe it's because you're about to get fired. Maybe it's because you don't even own 50% of your league. I don't know which one it is. But you are not in the position to ever be in charge of anything on this level ever again. Go to the YMCA and you could be in charge of that. But you are never to be in charge. I feel so bad for the women that play in the league because, like you said, they actually have good products and they have good women coming out that are playing. They have good women like Hannah Hadagu is coming out. Juju Watson is coming out. Watkins is coming out. Then you got this player in France who has fully transitioned that wants to be in the WNBA. That's where this whole thing started. That's where this whole thing kind of started.
We can go to the comments because I see you got a lot of them.
Okay, let's go here. Okay. Charles Davis, the rule book does not explicitly define the term woman or outline specific medical, gender, or biological criteria. That is where I understand. We'll go to these comments. I don't agree with what he is doing because, in my opinion, they're trying to make that's what we're all saying, Charles. And then he brings up the section where I just read, only players who are women are eligible. I wish we had a woman on here to kind of talk about their feelings. WNBA should cancel the remainder of the season and hold a meeting on crisis about man declaring for a draft and maybe fold. I don't know about hold the league, but I agree with what you're saying. Within the words you highlighted, what ESPN stated, but the words in quotation marks is what the CBA said, collective bargaining agreement. Last thing, Tony Bossy, yeah, she fumbled the bag. All right.
Who fumbled? Engelbert?
Yeah, Engelbert.
I think she's just trying to be political. You got to look at it from her standpoint, too. This conversation is very sensitive, especially in this day and age with our administration. Everyone knows, there has been a perception of an attack on the LGBTQ community, and this is addressing transgender folks. And so I'll preface this by saying, I think anybody that has a desire to be whatever they want to be should not be discriminated against.
I agree.
However, when it comes to sports, I think there should be a line that's drawn out. And then some people would say, well, DC, what about folks who they may have was born a man, but they knew they were a woman. They went through transition, and then why shouldn't they have a chance to compete? They should be able to compete, but I don't think in that realm. I'm against it. I don't think that's fair.
Even for transgender?
Yeah, I don't think that's fair.
Go ahead.
I don't know what the answer would be. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's fair. I'll put it like this. Even then, I don't think it's fair, but I guess you could make the case if, I think you said one of the players from France made a complete transition from male to female, wants to play.
Yeah, she's playing the women's league out there in France.
Okay. So I don't know if any scientific data or way they can prove that someone that makes a transition, they are totally relieved of the former sex. In other words, if you were a man, now you become a woman. You don't have to, I don't know. I'll preface by saying I'm not a doctor. I am not that smart a guy. I'm just speculating or just throwing it out. A way you can tell somebody that went from male to female is no longer producing testosterone. They don't have the physical attributes of a male. They're a 100% unadulterated female. Then I could say, okay, but like, how do you do that? I don't know. But going back to what I was saying, bringing it back, it's wrong for Ennis to do that. And whoever this other dude, Royce, not only that, he's running for governor. I'm wondering what party he's aligned to. Is he Republican? Is he Democrat? But I don't see him being Democrat saying that. I don't know. I would be wrong. I could be wrong. But it's a shame because the WNBA, I believe, is trending up. They got a long way to go, but they're trending up. For something like this, it's a distraction.
It's not only a distraction, but a disgrace. And it's a disgrace upon men to try to get in women's league, knowing that you have a physical advantage. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. Let's get to these comments. Shay Murphy, what's up, Shay? The league has been active since 1996, and now this happened. It must be the money.
No, I think it's just this day and age.
So you don't think the money has anything to do with it?
No, I think back when, to Shay's point, it's been in existence since 1996. Mm-hmm. Look at the landscape then. I would argue the LGBTQ nation wasn't as in the forefront as it is now. They're like, they are a formidable group. And because the way things are now, you see these or hear these stories of people getting in women's sports and collegiate sports, high school sports. There's a lot of folks out there that still does not accept the fact, agreeing of what, the state of folks who are transgender, especially this administration. So I don't think it has nothing to do with money. I think what it has to do is he's trying to make a point.
I mean, point well made. Let's go to these comments. Charles Davis, WNBA leadership is horrible. Irregardless of the alphabet community feeling, isn't the WNBA a private league? So why would they care about the public say? That's how I feel. Why would they care about the administration? They're they have stockholders, they have stock shareholders. So it's private, but they do have the NBA who really cares about their political landscape. And you have a couple other personnel who I don't know their name, private investors who own corporations. So Philly is right about that. You can't it's not like the NFL. It's a little different. My man, I can't pronounce your name, so sorry.
Mercer.
Thank you. The players should sue Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA over CBA not allowing men to declare for the. Okay, all right. I don't know how you gonna sue Kathy Engelbert. I mean, she's doing what she's supposed to do. I think you should come in a lot stronger, and she's doing what she's supposed to do. I got an answer. Make a transgender league, simply. WNBA is a private association. It is. But the rules are not. Let those freaks get their own league. Don't call people freaks.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Rick reviews. Hold on. Look, here we go. Downshift. Downshift. You popping the clutch already. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At the U.S. Supreme Court. Oh, okay. I missed the end of your last comment. Okay, take it to the Supreme Court. Tony Bostic, it's all about having a choice to me. They choose to go through the change, so they choose to exude themselves from sports or exclude themselves from sports. I can see that. Go play in the Big Three. Yep, that's an option. I guess your boy is a Republican.
Well, there you go.
Alphabet community has a right to make its own league. TNBA is crazy. Y'all out of control. That's Philly. Oh my goodness. I wonder what the NBA rules are and why not challenge them as well. Because women can't play against men. That's the whole reason why. They're never going to challenge. The NBA would never think about changing their rule because no women is going to make it to the league. I don't think anybody would have a problem with a WNBA or college woman player trying out for the NBA. Nobody would bat an eye because the reality is they'll never make it. And if they do, they're going to be the last person on the bench. So nobody would ever care. Nobody ever care. So this is back to my craziness about this is that why as a man would you go in there and just be like, to your point, it's just making a mockery out of something. And you played in the NBA. It's not like me doing it. If I did it, who never played in the NBA, but had NBA aspirations a long time ago, like, oh, I see my pathway in. Go play in an easier league. You know what this is like? This is like when you're 16 years old and you're playing against 10-year-olds. They'd be like, go play in your own league. Go play with your own division. Why are you in our division? That's what it feels like to me. And you're just doing it because you know you can dominate.
I don't think he's doing it because of that. I think he's trying to make a statement. I don't think he's serious at all.
What would you, so if he actually did declare, what would you say then?
He ain't serious. He's not going to do it. First of all, nobody's going to pick him up. It's like right now, think about it. Do you really think this story has a lot of traction?
Yes.
I haven't heard that.
There are two NBA coaches that are in pro of this or support this.
I mean, is it on ABC Daily News? Is it on The View? My point is, it's a big story if you're in sports, but it's not that big a story yet. Now, if he officially does it, he said he's going to. He hasn't done it yet.
Well, the draft ain't for another 6 months, 7 months.
That's my point. This is now talk. That's all talk. When the time comes and he officially does it, then it'll get blown out of water. And then when is the draft matter?
It's like June or July or something like that. No, not June or July. The March Madness or March 8th. It's like April or May.
I would not be surprised timing is around, especially for Royce, that dude. Like, the primaries is in November, right?
I don't know if he's running for governor or if he did run for governor. I can't remember.
Even if he's not, it would be a topic that they're going to bring up during that. It was a topic during the presidential election. In fact, that was one of the things the administration sought to end anyway. So I'm for his message. I just don't agree with how he's doing it.
Somebody said that this girl Harris was drafted into the NBA. If this is true, the only woman to be drafted in the NBA died. Oh, she died in 92. Poor lady. Was officially drafted the NBA and scored the first points in women's basketball history at the Olympics and died as 1966. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, Shay, now you're kind of making me rethink my point. If a woman did this to the NBA, why can't men go into the WNBA? Now, well, there was no WNBA then. So let me slow down. What you said, downshift, back up. Let me slow down. There was no WNBA back then. So, okay, little different. Let me go to Dell's comment real quick. Had to attend had to attend to dad duties. Okay, did y'all touch on the movie Joanna Man and if it caused this much of a ripple in? No, because Joanna Man was just funny. Joanna Man, I don't remember when it came out.
And it was a man dressed as a woman.
Well, yeah,
it wasn't transgender.
Right.
That's a big difference.
Charles Davis said, I don't think they would be the last person on the bench. I mean, Master P did play in the league. Sure. He did play a preseason game and got a free throw. Politics as usual. Say he does declare and gets drafted. What is the over on him averaging 60? He wouldn't average 60, but he averaged a good 30 easily. Do y'all think that, okay, Charles Davis says, do you think he trans for the WNBA per draft Columbine? Trains. No, there's no, I don't even think there is a WNBA Columbine. I don't think there is one.
You keep saying Columbine. You mean Combine?
Combine. I'm sorry. Combine. Thank you for the correction.
Because that, Columbine is a bad thing. But anyway, it's still hilarious.
So yeah, I mean, I just cut it out, man. Just come back and say, you know what? I just trying to make a mockery out of the league because the league is in shambles. The ownership sucks, and I'm just trying to prove a point. Go ahead.
No, I don't think he's trying to make a mockery out of the league. I really don't. I think he's just trying to make a point. For whatever reason, why he decided to do it now, I don't know. But I don't think it's for money. I don't think he's targeting the league. I think he feels strongly about a point, and he's taking it to the next level. I mean, think about it, right? His name was Enes Kanter before. Now he's Enes Freedom. Think about that for a minute. So you can say he's an activist. And so he's probably using this to push an agenda, which is why I think he's not serious. He may go all the way up to the point where they, first of all, the WNBA ain't going to let that happen. At some point, they're going to put a stop to this nonsense, and it's going to be so much press behind it, and they're going to draw a line in the sand like, nope, they're going to make a decision. You got to be a woman, or they're going to keep things the way they are. And then he will push the envelope. I don't think he's trying to do it to make a mockery out of the league.
I just can't think of another reason to do it. Like, why you?
Yeah, just to make a point. I mean, it's just like the Royce dude, right? He's a Republican. The whole point is to show how ridiculous it is, at least in their opinion, for a man to play in women's sports. It's no different than, two guys. What did he say?
Two guys on the podcast talking about WNBA. What is the world came to? Hey, we like sports.
Anyway, I just think it's unfortunate. Like we said earlier, I think the WNBA is trending up. Maybe it's because it's getting near the end of the season and games are getting good. Still see a lot of stupid missed layups, but it was entertaining this weekend.
Why are we acting like some of those women can't play in the NBA?
Oh, I will leave the floor up to you. Go right ahead.
I won't say some of them can't play. I'll say none of them can play. Let's be correct. I don't know how else to say it. And Philly, though, there are WNBA players that I adore. I love watching them play. My favorite player is Jackie Young. Girl, you cannot play in the NBA against any other point guard. That is actually playing. Could you practice? Could you be a practice player? 100%. But Tony Bostic, don't get it wrong. I'm not saying some of them can't play. None of them can play in the NBA. That's like saying there's a woman that could be a running back in the NFL. Sure, they could take a handoff and run, but one hit and they done. Who's your boy? Fletcher Cox. No, Fletcher Cox ain't. Is he still playing?
No.
Carter. Jalen Carter. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Think about a woman taking a hit from Jalen Carter. Or what's Bond? What's the linebacker's name for the Eagles? Bond?
You mean Zach Bond?
Well, yes, Zach. Think about a woman taking a hit from him full speed. Come on.
How'd that go again?
Come out. The dismantle and destruction of body parts all over the stadium is going to be a 5-day stoppage on football.
So
we don't want that.
What is a sport that you think a man and a woman can coexist and compete?
It's a great question.
How about tennis?
Nope.
No?
Not even close.
Interesting. Golf?
No, men hit it so that's why golf. Now, they could, if you all like when you say equal, so women play golf, but they play in for tees that are further ahead than where men play. So on the same playing field, no. I'm really trying to think of one. I wouldn't even say ping pong, bowling.
Rick says pool.
Yes, billiard, Farrar. Thank you, billiards, darts. There you go.
Y'all.
Shay said Lisa Leslie used to embarrass NBA players in those celebrity all-star games.
That's an all-star game.
I almost, if I had a phone, I would hang up on you right now. Really? Really? In a celebrity all-star game? That's the parameter, Shay. I love you. Come on, baby. Celebrity all-star game. Cricket. See, thank you, Farrar. Cricket.
Y'all bugging.
And it ain't their fault. It ain't their fault. We just built different. Did you ever see there's a track and field event? I can't think of what it's called. And it's 2 men and 2 women race. But they race together on the same team. So basically 4 people. And they race one time around the track. I can't think of what the actual event's called, but can you follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like if you and me were on the team and Shay and Tony was on the team, not Tony Bostic, but Tony Williams was on the team, you would run first, hand the baton off to me, I would run, then hand the baton off to them. Huh?
Relay race.
Relay. But it's 2. So they used to have it where you could go in any order you want. You could do guy, girl. You can do 2 guys and 2 girls. So if you look at the race, certain people would lead with the guys and certain people would lead with the girls. The girls would get some 4x4 split. Thank you, Royster. 4x4 split.
Shay, when you said it's not wrong, though, are you saying you agree with Pete's assessment that women cannot compete with men in, let's say, a major sport? Football, basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, golf.
She said now they do need to work out more because Caitlin Clark needs to get her
weight up
the way Asia.
Oh, yeah. That's what we should have been talking about. Yo, I'm just going to throw that because I'm glad you brought that up. When I watched that game, dang near Caitlin Clark was trying to guard Asia Wilson in the post. Asia went up. The shot got blocked because Boston came over. And Caitlin walked off like she did something. It was so funny. It wasn't even her. It was Boston. And it was a foul. But then fast forward near the end of the game, Caitlin Clark was doing all that little, she dribbles in slow motion. She ain't got no handle. But anyway, she dribbling, whatever. She goes up. Asia just put her hands up, blocks her shot. Caitlin Clark flops to the ground, and she throws the ball the other side. They get the winning 3-point shot.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. See, Rodney Dunn says, when I retire, I'm going to play in the Women's X Football League, 35 touchdowns in the quarter. This is the problem with Ennis Canner. This is the problem with, Tony Bostic says, apple and orange is pea. Football is 100% physical. The NBA is a team sport. They could run sets to get Asia Fudd open.
Nah, man, I don't agree with that, bro.
Tony Bostic, I'm about to lose my freaking mind. Let me calm down.
You want, bro. You can run all the sets you want. Anyway.
Thank you, Philly.
I agree with that. That's ridiculous. I mean, if you're playing the horse, I think they can win that horse.
Yes.
They can win that horse.
Yes.
But a 5-on-5 game? Nah, man.
Set.
Maybe 5-on-5 with some bums at the local gym like myself, they would win. But NBA players, you take the worst people on every team against the star WNBA players, they get cream, man. Come on.
There's somebody who put up $10 million. I don't know if he's real or not. Like you said, it's all talk. To have a random high school boys team play the WNBA All-Stars.
That's foul.
$10 million. That's
foul.
Put it on paper. Put it on pay-per-view. He's gonna front the money. The money all goes to the players. $10 million. He's like, it's the biggest paycheck they'll ever get to lose.
That's disrespectful.
It's true though. Well, there could be some truth to it. But yeah, please don't make a mockery out this league. I really enjoy the league. There are a lot of players I love. There are a lot of players I enjoy watching. I think Jackie Young is playing right now, and I'm talking to y'all. I'm missing it. But I hope this isn't true. Kathy Engelbert, if you don't get your off the couch and say whatever thing you have to say, talk to your stake owners, talk to Adam Silver and say, you know what? If you are not born a woman, you cannot play in this league, and just cut it.
That's why they call it Women's National Basketball Association.
Yes, but nobody identified what a woman is.
I thought they did many decades ago.
No, that's what
breasts. A woman has the uterus, vagina. I don't have one.
Thanks for letting us know. But it's unnecessary.
Okay, that didn't come out right. That wasn't mine.
That was wild.
That was mine.
That's real. And the boy high school championships will kill the WNBA champ. Yeah, we remember when the women's soccer team went against the boys high school and they got dominated. Review.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
that didn't come out right. Come out right.
But like Dale said earlier, there was a scientist who was put on the stand and he couldn't identify what a woman is.
Why do y'all think he couldn't? Think about that.
Because the state of where the world is. They're all over the place.
That's my point. And I think that's what Ennis is trying to say. I'm not a Republican.
I thought you were.
A Democrat. Yeah, I am a Republican. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I look at myself. I was a Republican because of Ronald Reagan. I believed in the Ronald Reagan days. And for those who don't like it because he brought in crack cocaine to the inner city, hey, I don't care about that. Anyway.
He didn't do that wrong.
I describe myself as in the middle. I'm a Repub-macrat. I'm in the middle. Independent. You know what I'm saying? I'm about what makes sense. I think whoever you are, if you identify yourself as the queen of Liberia, you should not be discriminated against. However, you cannot put on an application and say, name Queen of Latveria, and somebody take you seriously. You have a name. You use that name unless it's legally changed to the Queen of Latveria. Vice versa, if you were born a female and you have the said parts I mentioned earlier, you are female. That's just how I see it. And if the league says WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association, you have to have, in my opinion, those said parts. Now, again, I think transgender folks, they should be treated with the utmost respect. However, if you're not a female, you should not be playing in female sports. That's how I see it.
I think we'll end the topic like that. Shay says we're going too long, and Rick Review say you off your meds, so we'll go to our next topic. Add crack to the WNBA. Why? Why? All right. Woo! Transitioning. How do you transition out of that? Where would you like to go next?
I don't know. Let them decide.
I want to talk about the beard thing.
Okay, go ahead.
For the Air Force specifically.
Go ahead, then.
So we didn't talk about this last time, but the Air Force is cracking down on beards. And basically, the way I could paraphrase this is nobody can have a beard in the military anymore.
Before we get started, I want to put out a disclaimer. For all you folks out there who are still serving that have shaving waivers or have troops that have shaving waivers, you're going to hear some things that probably you ain't going to like. So fair warning. Okay, proceed on.
I think that's kind of how you paraphrase that. Get to the root cause, or not to the root cause, get to the meat and potatoes of it. You cannot have a beard and serve in the Air Force or the military period. The Department of War is basically saying that. Am I getting that wrong?
Religious accommodation.
Except for religious accommodation. So basically no more shaving waivers. You need to shave. You need to shave your face. Is what I'm getting to.
Should be all in now.
So there was a point on Facebook that a young man was showing pictures of his, say the words for me.
Pseudofolculitis barbae.
On his face, underneath his chin. And was basically saying, how are they going to say I don't need a shaving waiver? Somebody put on there stuff that you can use for get that stuff off. A lot of comments saying, oh, I agree, blah, blah, blah. I'll get to your opinion, and while we're giving our opinion, y'all got opinions, want to start up something else that maybe I missed, chime in. This is how it used to be. Can't seal your gas mask. Yeah, I remember that story. What's your thought process on these beards being ex-nayed or shaving? We'll just say shaving waivers was going to ex-nay the beards.
I think those who have shaving waivers in the military, and there has been a lot of speculation that it has targeted African Americans because that population are the ones that mostly have shaving waivers or PFB connected to that. I think the writings on the wall, we've been fighting this battle for years. For years. We had a SIMSAF, the last two SIMSAFs, two SIMSAFs ago, Wright and Bass, they fought it for years and they ain't been able to change it. And now the writings on the wall, you got administration in, they don't give two ducks about shaving waivers. They want the military to be have a specific look. You look at it between the weight standards, the fitness standards, and then now the beard stuff. And so why would you want to be in an institution that does not give two ducks about your issue with your beard? I'd say if you don't want to shave, just get out. And I know some of y'all going to think, oh, that's kind of cruel. It is kind of cruel, but think about it. They're not going to change. Now, there's a chance that your commander could still fight for you and say, for whatever reason, they don't have enough people or you have a special skill set, but it won't be many of y'all. I say get out. Now, to the folks that talks about like it's racist or something, I honestly don't agree with it. I really don't. Now, look at how many people got shaving waivers. It's mostly African American. That is true. But you have some other folks, Caucasians, Asian Americans, our brown folks, Hispanic Americans, they got shaving waivers. Not as much as African Americans. When you think about it, when they had the issues with the ponytails with women, what did they say? They said it caused headaches, migraines, right? And you think about the person who was in the office that pushed it. Joanne Bad. She's a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had a black chief master sergeant in the Air Force in the seat. To this point, we still ain't get a chance for them to change it. Now, they relaxed standards a bit where you could have like no, what is it? What do they call it? There was no date when it expired. And then it got worse. Now, Juan Lewis, you know him as a fired up chief. He said once in his comment on his page, give every hero a shaving waiver if they need it, and something to that effect. Leaders need to take care of the folks who are circumventing the standards. There is some truth to that. However, even if they did that, we would still be in this predicament because of the state that we're in now. It's not just the military, even the civilian public don't like to see most airmen or military folks with beards. And then, is there any Marines in the chat? I would ask you, how many Marines you see with a beard? Nowhere near as much as you see in the Air Force and the Army, I would gather. Maybe not in the Navy.
Yeah, the Navy too.
Go ahead, I'll pause. Go ahead.
Tony Bostic said, this is a simple conversation. Hegseth made a decision. Even though it's ridiculous, you can't do ish about it. It's literally our fault since we don't do our job, we are facing consequences. What job are we not doing?
I agree.
WNBA is going to have to.
He's still on the WNBA.
5-year waivers.
Rick reviews, boy, I tell you. I'm sorry. He is wild today, Gooch.
There's a statement that came out.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting myself together.
These policies have a disproportionate rationale discrimination impact on. So the United States Air Force shaping standards are facing intense scrutiny because academic studies and military personnel data demonstrates that these policies, like shaving, have a disproportionate racially discriminatory impact on Black service members.
I'm not going to say ducks about it. I'm not going to say that. But this is no surprise. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. This is no surprise. This is not groundbreaking news. They've been saying this for years. For years. It's just now there is somebody in the seat that is willing to say, I don't give two shits about it. They don't care.
So the thing is, it shouldn't have had to come to this point. Back to what Tony Bostic said, it's our fault for not basically doing our job as being leaders and enforcing the standards. Now somebody, the big dog, is enforcing the standards. So it's like if your brother tells you, if your mom put your brother in charge of the younger brother and says, make sure he cleans up his room. And he don't clean up his room, when the mom gets home or parents get home, they're going to make sure he cleans up a room. And how they do it is probably going to be worse. Where the big brother could have been like, I'll help you. Hey, we got to get this clean because of XYZ. That didn't happen. This is exactly the same thing. We had leaders, or maybe still have, who are inadequate to lead or don't know how to enforce standards. That is not nothing that you learn in ALS, NCOA, any of your 300, 500, 700 courses, senior in COA. I might be missing any PMEs that we go to. Nobody can teach you how to force the standards. That is the problem. Tell me where I'm wrong. Like, when do we learn how to enforce the standards?
First of all, you don't get taught to enforce the standard.
My point.
I guess I'm trying to understand. Are you saying, what are you trying to say, I guess?
That is not a surprise that people don't know how to enforce the standards because they were never taught. Maybe they're just not that type of person.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I don't agree with that one. I just think it's a lackadaisical approach to it. It's more than just the military. It's life in general. Your supervisor, your boss that just let people skirt around standard. It happens all the time. I think the problem really is for the folks. It's not just the supervisor, it's just anybody. How many people have seen somebody with friggin' the Osama bin Laden beard and it don't look right and they don't say that?
Whoa.
You know what I mean? How many people have seen an airman with a nose ring in uniform and don't say nothing? So it's more than just enforcing the standard. There was a period I would say when did President Trump get in the office? 2025. I would say between
24.
When 24?
Yeah, it's always an even year.
That can't be possible. If it's 24, that means it's almost 2 years. He got in the office January 25. That's when he assumed office, did he not? I'm not talking about when he was elected. I'm talking about when he got in
Oh,
the
okay.
seat.
Yes. Okay,
Oh,
then yes.
God,
Okay,
somebody
yes.
help me.
Yep.
Help me. Someone help me.
Yep. When he got in the seat was 25.
As I was saying, from 2024 to 2021, it almost became like, what's the best word for it? It almost became taboo. Maybe that's not the right word, but for folks to call out somebody if they had a shaving waiver.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like, oh, why you messing with them? You're disrespecting them. How dare you? Blah, blah, blah. Around that time, it was bad to approach somebody if they had a shaving waiver. It was like, how dare you? They have to have a shaving waiver. Now it's got to a point, I mean, bro, you can't even come outside. Somebody is already trying to go at you because you got a beard. And frankly, like I said, I think you should just get out. That's what I would do.
Shay says uniform inspections work meeting standards, inappropriate, mandatory mandatory inspections. No enforcing on female standards took away eyelashes and nails. True. Fitness profiles were only 70% of the force fitness and profile rules. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. There was no enforcing standards on female standards, so they just took away the eyelash. Like, boom, it's gone like that.
That's a big difference, though.
Tell me why.
One, is that medical?
Nah, probably not.
That's my point.
Okay, good point.
My point, really what
That's
this
a good
boils
point.
down to is if shaving waivers was so critical, with all the damn physicians and doctors we have in the DOW civilian world, nobody can convince the Secretary of War that it is a medical issue that determines or signifies that you should have a waiver and still serve. But for some reason, and I'm not attacking women. Let me preface this by saying I'm not attacking women, but the ponytails, nobody ain't bat an eye to it. At first, it was a little unusual. People was like, oh, I flip my hair back and forth. People was looking at them kind of crazy. But after that, it was normal. It was normal. But issues with beards have been going on since the 60s. No, I didn't join in the 60s. I joined in the 90s. But in the 90s, I had a shaving waiver. Back then, it was a lot more, it was more scrutinized. It was like real strict. You know what I mean? You had to go there. You had to show you how to shave. You had to be in front of them, pick the ingrown hair out or whatever. So I just think all this stuff, to Tony Bostic's point, is blown out of proportion. I feel for the folks who's got a lot of issues with bumps and stuff. I feel for them. But the writing's on the wall. You're going to have to get out or shave.
I mean, so let me get Shay's comment, then I have a question, because I don't have it bad, but I do develop it if I shave a lot. But let me get to Shay's point, then I have a question. I think men should have shaving waivers. Now, the religious... I don't know about that.
Okay, you didn't finish reading the comment.
Where did I stop at?
I think men should have shaving waivers, and that's all I heard. Not a religious exemption that everyone use as a gray area to get one. I think I went out. That's what she's saying. Okay. But I disagree with how they enforce it. It should be all or none. If you can't have a shaving waiver, neither should you be able to have a religious accommodation. All or none. I personally think it's a slap in the face to the folks who have a legitimate reason to have a shaving waiver because of clear medical issue.
So that's my question.
But yet and still, you're going to let people have religious exemptions for beards. I think it's a slap in the face.
I don't know the full reason. Like I said, I get them too down here when I shave. Not as bad, but I do actually get them. What is the medical reason for that? Is it just because it looks ugly?
What you mean?
Like, what is the medical? Like, if I break my arm, I put my arm in a sling because that helps repair the arm. So you're saying if I don't shave, it's just Like, what do the bumps do on my face? Like pimples?
I know a lot of stuff. It turns into pimples and keloids where it's just like my arm here. When you have a wound and it gets worse, it doesn't go away. It stays on your face. It burns, it itches, which is the reason why is one of the things in the VA claim that you can claim of PFB. So it's a legitimate medical issue. The problem is there are some people, you're right, Tony B, it is painful. There are some people that had shaving waivers that didn't need them. Probably a small amount, but that small amount population hurt it for everybody. And to be honest with you, even if they did, this was coming. Once this administration came in, this was coming. And let's be honest, let's call it out. Let's call it exactly what it says. Your own leaders, not all, your own military leaders don't like beards. They don't want them. They don't. You think, and some of y'all commanders, y'all think they don't care? They do. And if they don't, they're hearing it from their commander. And if their commander don't care, they hear about it from their commander. So I've been in these circles. I won't go into detail to protect the innocent. Yeah. But this was coming. Oh, this was coming.
Why don't you think they just put a drop dead date on it?
I guess to give people an opportunity to decide if they're going to make a decision, get out or not.
Well, that's what I mean. Like September 1st, which is, only a month away now.
Maybe it may come to that. It may.
What's up, Lampkin?
I think there was one point where I think I read a report that what was it? I can't. It was something to the effect of the Secretary of War felt like it was kind of like being slow rolled. Getting people to comply. And then all of a sudden later, this comes out like, all right, enough is enough. And I would imagine you're going to have some pockets of resistance that are doing a last-ditch effort to convince the powers that be that this is a bad idea. They're going to pull out all these statistics and stuff from doctors and all that. You're going to see all these pictures of people with bad PFB, but it's not going to work.
Yeah, and I think it's almost like a uniform. Just put a drop dead date on it. By this date, everybody will have a clean shave.
Don't get me wrong, I feel for them. There are people, I know, I get it. There's going to be some people like, hey, I want to keep serving. I should be able to serve my country. But I agree. But if you're going to serve your country, you got to follow the directives that put out on you. And unfortunately, the majority of the stuff that impacts are African Americans. I'm not going to deny that. It does. It does mostly impact African Americans. But I'm telling you, to Tony B's point, the fact that you had a small population that never was held accountable, and we can say supervisors all they want, but it's more than supervisors. It's more than that. It's the doctors that gave them the shaving waiver. It's the commanders who didn't enforce the joint. Then you got let's not even talk about religious accommodations. There was one point, if you were of Norse religion or Wicca, I think, you can get a beard. Then it kind of went way, way down. Like you whatever, almost every religion, if you can convince a chaplain, and God bless the chaplains, because I don't know, how do you tell somebody they're not really a staunch follower of their religion? How can you tell somebody?
Yeah, I guess you can't.
I worship the head of lettuce, and I think I should have a beard. What really hit me? I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Y'all kill me if y'all want. I remember when I was at DM, there was a troop, I read a package that said he believed he should have a beard because he was a Christian. And so when I read that, my first thought was, this is ridiculous. I'm a Christian. I don't think I should have a beard. And the rationale was like, Jesus had a beard. And he did. He did. A lot of them did back then. But why does that mean I have to have a beard? But it got approved. And in my opinion, I was like, it's going to get out of hand now. But anyway, I'll be quiet.
Yeah, Brady McCoy says, if you have talked about it yet, why do you think the impact for recruiting will be? Oh, what do you think the impact for recruiting will be?
It ain't going to stop. It ain't going to stop nothing. And so, and Brady, you know what? Shout out to you, bro. Because that was a great question. Because here's the reason why. Recruiting is they're meeting their recruitment goals. They're meeting them.
Exceeding
them. Meeting, exceeding, same, whatever. My point is, they're not at a loss for people, especially in the Air Force and the Space Force. They're not a loss to people. So when they transition out, more people gonna come in, and then this gives them a chance to reset and say, hey, if you're gonna join, you need to make sure you can shave. And if you can't shave, we're not gonna accept you. I would not be surprised.
It's funny, when we came in and went through basic, it was not even a question. They said everybody will shave. That's all it was. Shave your face.
Yep.
They didn't care about that. I wonder what it is now. But it was Devon McCoy, the Air Force beard ambassador himself. It was.
I know he's famous. Everybody give it up to Devon McCoy, man. He was in one of the PDGs, man, with the beard and everything.
He's a popular celebrity on unpopular celebrity.
Joint on South Park going.
Yeah. It was abused flat out. Tony Bostic said the policy has been out there. That's the problem. The leaders did not know how to lead and enforce what has been written. That's how I feel.
I would agree with that.
Brady said, I seen a Viking on the gate a lot. Oh, I see Vikings on the gate a lot. Devon said, we really have a problem with just saying no. We've created a culture where if we aren't defending everything someone wants
facts,
then we are bad leaders.
Facts. Yo, let me speak on that one, man. These people.
I got 2 more comments. And I'll let you go.
Good, because then I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead.
They week 2. Nobody is getting a pass. Chaplains, doctors, commanders, chiefs, senior NCOs all screwed the pooch. He said everybody's guilty. Ain't know about a shaving waiver till I joined. Yeah, that's true. Didn't know about that either. I'm not the ambassador. I'm just in the Daffy. Thanks for letting us know. All right. He said we created a culture where if we aren't defending everything someone wants, then we are bad leaders.
I agree.
Oh, I thought you were fired up.
Nope. Nope, not anymore. I just agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. I definitely agree, but the bad part is it's like leadership also takes a village. Just like raising somebody, it takes a village. You can't just enforce rules like this by yourself. You're going to need to have everybody, like the command team, the senior NCO squad, on your team and everybody speaking the same language. Because the moment that Senior Master Sergeant Council and Senior Master Sergeant McCoy go against what Senior Master Sergeant Peterson says, it all goes to hell. It all goes to hell. Or the moment the commander says, oh, it's not that bad, we can let him pass, all goes to hell. The moment the chief says, well, DC has a waiver or DC has a beard, but it doesn't look bad on him. But Pete, your beard looks ridiculous. You need to clean it. All goes to hell.
Yep.
All goes to hell. It needs to be a standard. Just think of the different Vikings on the gate has on folks.
I'm not going to even touch that.
Best idea ever.
Oh, man. Yeah, and again,
deterrent, excuse me.
Again, I do agree and don't dispute the notion that it affects primarily African Americans. I don't deny that. However, we have not been able to convince those who are in a senior position that this issue of us having to shave is such of an extreme medical condition, they need to waive it. They're more concerned about the appearance. And I would argue the majority of folks making this decision at the senior level, they don't look like us. they probably never had PFB. So how can they really understand? You can show them all the pictures you want or whatever. You know what they're going to say? That's one case. You can show them all the statistics you want. They're going to say, well, what about these? And you know what? Here's my favorite, because I'm guilty of this too. They're going to be like, well, look at this chief. He shaves. Look at this colonel. He shaves. Look at this lieutenant. He shaves. So for every person you bring up, they're going to find a counterpoint. We have not been able to mount a solid argument to justify shaving waiver. And for that purpose, that's why it's not going to change. Only thing I would ask, or I would humbly ask for those that make this decision, is to seriously consider adding religious accommodations to it.
True.
Because here's my thing. When I came in, and I think it's the same, I couldn't wear my cross outside my shirt. Right? It's a religious piece. So when you allow it, if the idea is for folks, when you join into the military, because answer me this question, and maybe, I don't know if there's a Marine out there. I know several Marines. I would love to ask them. I would assume they have religious accommodations in the Marines. Probably not as much. But the Marines, they get it. Marines hardly change anything. It is what it is. When you're a Marine, you're a Marine. We're not changing no uniform because we think it should look better for this particular group. They don't give two ducks. And they look at it as, you're going to follow one standard. And so if they're trying to get the Department of War, every single service to follow suit, it should be, when you're here as a civilian, you're this. You're Dana Council. You got your high top fade. You got your gold tooth, nose ring, and you got a big, thick, Big Daddy Kane beard. When you transition into the Air Force or whatever service, all that shit is gone. Because you know why? We want you to look this way. We want you to look like this airman, this Marine, this Navy, whatever, dress and appearance. Because, and maybe this is a provocative thought, but it's the same for physical fitness too. Not everybody is built the same. Some people are short, some people are tall, some people are fat, some people skinny, some people built, some people not so built. But they're getting to the point where you're, as a physical fitness standard, you will meet this standard. It's always been this way. And they're starting to really double down on it now because they're putting it in your reports. So why not make it the same for beards? I think it would sting less probably if they did away with religious accommodation.
I totally agree. I'm gonna get to these comments. Tony Boss says, my question is, how are you going to kick someone out or who followed the rules that was established when they joined? Will they get grandpa? It's like COVID.
Yeah.
It's like,
you have a choice.
yep,
It's just like
very
any
simple.
other standard. If they said all of a sudden from this point on, you cannot have a mustache. You either comply, you get out.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yep.
It don't matter what you did before. Yeah, you follow all the rules in the beginning. But now we here.
Right. I said we here.
We're here now. And while we're here, you cannot have a mustache. Well, you're going to kick me out because I follow all your other stuff. I get it, but we here now.
We here now. I like that. We here
like
now.
Beanie Siegel in
Yeah.
that movie. Get down or lay down.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Like Nino Brown. That's how it is. Like Nino Brown.
Rock a ball, baby.
Yeah.
Rock a ball.
Devon
If you want to double down, you can add in paid in full. Like Cameron said, you be all right. You be all right.
Yeah.
You be all right.
People die every day. Ain't that what Cameron said? Folks die every day. Anyway, he said the same movie. We can't convince people when the same MFers came in with a damn goatee and they were right. I don't know. I didn't have that problem. Brady says same language is a pipe dream. Never happened. Sad as it may be, it's a fact. You will always have someone that cannot get on board and want to please folks. Read this one because I'm struggling at reading right now.
Okay. Divine McCoy. Cause the older generation didn't stand on the sword. While I can't argue against self-preservation, if it was stood on sooner, there would be a great acceptance. But Divine, the problem is most of the old generation, they weren't in unison. When you say the older generation, if you were to say everybody, then I would agree with you. But the problem is, even back then, a lot of them didn't agree with it. They didn't agree. They did not understand why it's possible that someone can't shave. They're like, I can shave. What's the problem? It's easy. You're using the wrong clipper or wrong razor. You're using the wrong clippers. Why don't you put some cream on their face? No, what you really need to do is get a hot towel and you need to bring your pores. They don't understand. They don't get it. And what make it worse is regardless of all the statistics you give them, regardless of what medical specialist says it, regardless of how they say it impacts mostly one race, they don't care. They don't.
Ray said you check out the podcast called Permission to Speak Freely. 3 Navy chiefs talk about this and had some great points on how it impacts the Navy. I heard the Navy, they already giving paperwork. If you don't say they're giving paperwork.
And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. And again, I would go back to why would you be in an institution if you don't want. So here's my argument. I would say for anyone who has a shaving waiver that says, I don't think I should have to shave because it irritates my face. If you was working for a company making 6 figures and they said, hey, to be here, you have to wear this or shave this, would you do it?
1,000%. There's a famous story about the Apple worker who walked in with a Samsung phone and they told him to work here. You need to have an Apple product. You cannot bring Samsung products in here. And he's like, well, everything's connected to my Samsung. I'm Microsoft. But like I work for this company, but I'm Microsoft everything. I think it was Steve Jobs at the time. Basically wrote him a letter, said today's going to be your last day. Basically it.
Hey. You
now,
know,
and that's a public company, a little different, but same.
But my thing is when you work for someone, you follow the rules. And if you don't follow the rules, you have a choice, you leave. It sounds cruel, but it's the truth.
Okay, this is for you because this can't be for me. Devon said, would you tell a woman not to get pregnant if she wants to get promoted?
That, I don't know. That makes no sense.
Because he said the older generation told me always to shave if I want to get promoted.
But what does that got to do with pregnancy? I'm confused. That's not a very good comparison. Go put it back up there again. I want to make sure I read it again to make sure I fully understand. Would you tell a woman not to get pregnant if she wanted to promote? No, I would not. There are probably some people that did. And it sounds ridiculous, but when you say the older generation told you to shave, because they told me the same thing. And in fact, I stopped having the shaving waiver after I made Massa because of this dang Mass Sergeant child to Kelly Winston. I didn't know Mass Sergeant had shaving waivers. I was in the desert and I didn't get a shaving waiver. And that's began my journey of shaving. But that one about being pregnant, I mean, being pregnant is a medical condition?
That's kind of crazy, Devon. I don't mean to laugh because I hate when people laugh at me because I'm laughing because I don't understand, not at your comment, but I don't understand.
Brady, I thank you for laughing because I don't.
Come on now, dog.
I don't understand.
Come on, man.
All you need is clippers, bump stopper, and shaving powder to get rid of them bumps. Generations before made it work. We had a chance, and the youngsters abuse it, just like McCoy said. So let me please jump into that one.
And then Devon cleaned up his comment.
When I stopped using or getting shaving waivers, when I shaved, I didn't shave conventionally like most people do with a razor. All I did was get a pair of wall clippers that I use to this very day. Well, not anymore, but when I was in, And I got a pair of some wall clippers, like the trimmers. And it would take me almost 45 minutes to shave
God.
because I had to put some stuff on my face, and then I would use the trimmers to cut it down a little bit to its like surface. Then I would use the wall clippers. And then even when I shaved it, it wasn't cleanly shaved. You can feel a little bit of hair, but it was enough. And you know what? Nobody said nothing. Nothing. And there were days I didn't get everything. There was a couple of gray hairs, but I still did it. But my point is, to Dontre, what he's saying, it can be done for the most part, in my opinion.
All right, here go Devon for you, because y'all are talking about this.
You are saying, even though you are within the applicable standard, you won't promote because you don't prefer I have a shaving waiver. Okay, gotcha. But I'm just trying to understand. Are we past the pregnancy part, or are we talking about the same thing? Because the pregnancy part is different. It is, when you're pregnant, it is a medical condition, but it's not like, okay, like shaving and getting pregnant is a choice. I get it. But pregnancy is a natural thing for a woman, whereas shaving is cosmetic. It's something that they required you to do. So at that point, there was probably some women being told that you should not, because back in that time, when I came in, women weren't taken as seriously as they are now. There were female cops that they were not put on certain patrols because they felt like they were not good enough because they were a woman. So I don't dispute that, but I don't think it's a good correlation. I think the difference, Devon, is shaving is a standard and there is no standard. Exactly. Thank you. Devon says, it be pissing me off because all these clean shaven people read Ohio Mark. That is true. To me, it's no different than like immunizations. Like, there are some people, to your point you mentioned earlier, when you had to get the COVID shot and you didn't, they kicked you out.
Yeah.
It's legit. But they called them back. I don't know. I would love to talk to somebody who got called back. I would love to.
There was somebody in my old unit that got called back.
Or shit. I'm like, you should not be here.
That's crazy.
I would tell them, you should not be here. You did not follow the standard. It is because of a political game you are in uniform. You should not be here.
Yeah. There's somebody in my unit who never got it, ever. Just kept the waiver, never got finaled out. It just kept moving forward and back for almost 4 years. 4 years.
Because the problem when people do that, you know what it is? It's just like it adds more and more. People keep doing it, right? Mm-hmm. So remember at one point when they said you ain't had to get a flu shot no more?
Yep.
And then all these people had likely get sick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's like at some point, the military is not the civilian world. You follow orders unless it's illegal. As far as I know, it wasn't like they said COVID is an illegal shot. Was it a medically proven safe COVID shot? You can look at it two different ways, but the way I look at it is there was a lot of shots the DOD told us to take back then. We didn't say nothing. Remember the anthrax shot?
I about to say that. I was just the series. You got to do the series of shots.
I could be growing a seventh toe in a couple of days. You don't know.
Right.
But you did it. So
right.
What was the difference about COVID? It was so much political nonsense around. It's ridiculous.
I remember the series. I was on my 4th shot and they were like, oh, you ain't got to do it no more. I'm like, well, what about the other 4 shots I already got? Like, they just in my system, just swimming around? Like, what they doing? What's going on?
It's unfortunate, but people need to get to the point and remember the military is the military.
You remember when you went to basic and you just walked down the line and they just poop. Just, you had no idea.
You know how bad it is? I think I told you I had my first VA appointment. They said I need a shot. I just rolled my arm up. I could have said no. I could have said, I didn't realize till later. I felt like a sucker.
You are a sucker.
3 shots in one arm, and I didn't even know what it was. I didn't say no. I just rolled my arm up.
Legal is not the only order you're supposed to follow.
Okay.
Illegal. I'm sorry. Wait, what did you say?
What illegal is? I said my comment was you follow orders unless it's illegal. Illegal or immoral.
Immoral, unethical. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we got it. Pack you up.
What do you determine? What do you determine is unethical? Come on now.
Pack you up, man. Like what are you talking? You give us an example. How about that? You give us an example. I guess to put
ethical order: commanders that do not break explicit written laws to treat but violate professional, ethical, military tradition, or personal morality. So, unethical law would be like, "Hey, go take down the American flag." That'd be an unethical law or unethical rule.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel for all my young folks in uniform, but the next 2 years, man, I'm telling you, they ain't trying to hear it. They're not trying to hear it.
People did consider COVID unethical. I would say with what's going on with Dr. Flossie, is it? Flossie, whatever his name is. I mean, they might have an argument. But to Philly's point, at the time, you can't counteract and look what happened. It's like the anthrax shot. At the time, they said you need to do this. Point blank, period. It doesn't matter at that point about your efficacy, morality, legal or illegal. That's what they told you to do. There's nothing illegal about them saying you will get a shot. As long as they can prove it's for safety reasons, which is what COVID was at the time, what are you going to say? It's just like when you remember those pills they gave us before we went to Iraq? Those pink pills? I can't remember what they're called.
Yep.
Fauci. Thank you, Dale. What's up, Dale?
Yep.
But yeah, I don't even know what were those pills called? Malaria pills or whatever?
What I really want to say real quick is, Dell, first you were famous fella. Now you down as Del Brown. Why you got a burner account, bro?
No, he was on his YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, man, why ain't the same, man? Why you got a burner, man?
We on both. Support both.
It's some pretty dudes, man. I'm telling you, you gotta watch out for them dudes.
Okay.
Dudes,
but yeah, it's not illegal when they tell you to get a shot, as long as they can prove it's for your best being.
I'm telling you, them folks that did not get the shot, they deserve to get kicked out. I'm saying it. I'm 10 toes down. They deserve to get kicked out, because unethical is based on what your determination is. Last I checked, the president of the United States in office at the time, if I'm not mistaken, approved it. Did he not?
I think so. I mean, that's the only way it was going to get done.
If the president approved it, the defense secretary did, the dang near the services commanders did, chiefs of staffs. Why you ain't take the shot? Because you felt like it was unethical? Then, all right, feel like it's unethical and get out. Simple as that.
It's no different than if we go to a war with a country that you have a brother that was part that, whatever it is. Like, you can't be like, I'm not going to war. You can't do that. You go.
Yeah, I mean, you're a conscientious objector, then you get transitioned out.
There you go. It's very simple. Now, I might not agree with everything, but it's very simple.
Why you can't compare anthrax to COVID?
I didn't say that.
I said divine.
Oh. Yeah, why can't you? Not the disease, but the shot. Of course, you can't compare the diseases. I don't even think anthrax is a disease, but
I mean, it is. It's a virus.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, man. It's like that's what they use, like for chemical warfare. Anthrax. That's why we was taking those anthrax pills to protect us when we went to the desert.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't see why you can't compare them then.
Yeah, it's the same. Both vaccines were designed to protect you and other service members. It's the same. Anthrax was tested accordingly. These people are proven why. That's what I'm saying.
I don't disagree with that.
Ethical. When you say it's unethical, I can say whatever I want is unethical. You can tell me it is ethical. It's based on what I believe. But the problem with that is that you do not get to decide. You don't have to do nothing if it's unethical and be able to stay away from the consequences. If you say, I'm not taking this shot because it's unethical, I've heard cases where people say it's against my religion. But you look at their shot records, you took all this other stuff. They say, oh, because it's got, I don't know, what was it? Cow stuff or whatever was in it. It was some crazy stuff they said was in COVID. They said it was like, anyway, it was something crazy. It was like, oh, it's against my religion. Okay, so it's your religion. Cool. We're not going to make you take the shot, but you're going to see yourself to the door. You're out.
So this crazy. I just became on the fence about this because Devon's point is correct. These people are proving why it was unethical. True. Now,
How do they prove it's unethical?
They're saying because of Fauci, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, there was no proof to actually COVID being built up in China, coming from China. Like, basically, it was just the flu. Basically, it was just another strand of the flu. It wasn't nothing that was as big as what they made it seem.
So how come so many people died then?
Just like people die from the flu. More people die from the flu.
Okay, but at a small amount of time, though.
Same thing.
Okay, here's my thing. Y'all can play apples and oranges on your one.
I'm not trying to.
What it boils down to is that your thought of it being unethical is different than somebody else's. So there's a lot of things you can say that's not proven. You can say, oh, hell, you know what? You can say during the Iraq war, you thought it was unethical for us to be there because you didn't get any solid evidence that Saddam Hussein had nuclear weapons. But you better go.
Mass destruction. Yeah.
You better go.
I get that. So my question is,
what's the difference?
Back to McCoy's point, he's actually bringing up a good point now when I really think about it. If you can always say something is ethical and you could argue by something is unethical, then what is an unethical order?
There is not one. It's based on, again, it's based on what the person internally believes. That does not give you the right or the green light to say you're not going to do something and you're free of punishment or consequences. You will have to prove that what you believe is unethical is legit. Then you can avoid the punishment. But if you cannot, you take your punishment. You get out.
I agree with that. I'm trying to look at, oh, shoot. Okay. Yes, the COVID-19 vaccine have caused a very small number of deaths, but these incidents are extraordinarily rare.
I love how so many people say, I heard a lot of people say the flu killed more people. So we just be like, all right, we just ain't gonna do nothing. Like, what is it?
But the flu shot is you don't have to get it. I'm trying to think of that word.
But my point is,
optional.
If the flu shot killed so many people, well, let me say not if, because apparently it's a fact. It's killed more people than COVID. My point is, it's one thing if we were the only country doing this. Like, as far as like, yo, the world was shut down. Did the world shut down for the flu?
Probably when it first came out.
Maybe. Yeah, probably so. But my point is, even hammers on what I'm trying to say. At some point, you have a choice to make. Either you're going to believe the people that's pointed over you, or you don't. And if you don't, you can't expect to still sit at the table. You're going to have to leave the table.
I think McCoy is being funny, but if your CC told you to eat dog-ish, is that ethical?
Man, pack you. That's ethical. Pack you up. How about that? Pack you up.
I think he's being funny. The flu's been around for centuries. No brainer. It kills more people. No, Devon. The point was that the flu on a year-by-year basis killed more people than how many COVID killed in the same year. So if COVID was around for 2 years, how many people died from the flu in 2 years? The flu is a lot more. And the bad part is if it's been around for centuries, why can't we figure out some way to stop it? China took the COVID shot. I don't know what that is. I don't know what he's trying to say. I guess, did China take the COVID shot?
I agree with
No, they didn't.
Tony B said, you think it's unethical? Take your audible discharge and roll. When you're at, that's my point. Thank you. That's my point I'm trying to make, man.
Now,
not
dog.
just with
this,
but with the shaving waivers. If you think it's unethical, then just leave. Like, why? Like, why stay somewhere where you feel like your morals are being in question?
Because they're getting paid.
Leave.
When it comes to money, some people don't have morals.
I'm gonna say I guarantee. I would say I would be a betting man. I would say you take that same person that says, I want to take this COVID shot, but they had a job that's 6 figures or more, they probably gonna take that shot.
Especially you got a family.
It was
all right.
Political, I think, in my opinion.
I really want to get this Keith Castile crap, but I think we went far enough. I think we went long enough.
Oh, you done mentioned his name now. It's too late.
It's never too late, but I just okay, I'll say this real quick. They did take their discharge. Now they're back and they got back pay.
I know,
yeah,
paid.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
You know what? Somebody else is gonna be some copycats. They're gonna do the same thing. You know what?
Good. This saves me from the topic.
If you guys, no, we're gonna go back to it. If you guys that got shaving waivers, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? You know what you should do? I'm looking at you. Do what the COVID people did. It's unethical, right?
True.
That you got to shave.
True.
Do the same thing the COVID shot people did. Go to the news, and I would do what the COVID people did. Because to me, I see it the same way.
All right.
Now, on to Keith Castile. What was you gonna say?
If you really want me to bring this up.
Says, what happened to KC? See, there you go.
It's not what happened to him. It's, how do I say this? I'm going to try to say this politely because I don't mind the guy. He was on the show before and we appreciate that. Let me bring up, it was on his Facebook. I think, I could be wrong. He's at AFSA right now. Pretty sure. He put out, what was this, 4 hours ago? He's in front of people. It looks like AFSA, bunch of airmen. Post-transition real talk. My definition of success. Success is waking up smiling, even when life is still heavy. Blah, 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 blah. That is success. Hashtag success mindset. Hashtag real success. Hashtag propose driven. Hashtag dream big. Hashtag wake up smiling. Hashtag mind, body, soul. Hashtag self-growth. Oh, I'm going to go through all of these because I'm making a point. Hashtag integrity. Hashtag healthy habits. Hashtag resiliency. Hashtag next level. Hashtag you can do this. Hashtag keep going. Hashtag better every day. Hashtag impact. Hashtag community. Hashtag no more fear. Hashtag manifestation mindset. And hashtag strong, not perfect. What the I'm talking about?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's a lot.
Bruh, if you're gonna go there and inspire airmen, do your effing job and get the F off the goddamn stage. I don't need you to stay on stage forever. It's not about you. It's about the airmen who you're trying to help. And you want to post these stupid ass crap up there, hashtag this and hashtag that, and 25 hashtags for what? Inspire airmen, lead airmen, develop them, change their mindset, and get off the freaking stage.
Dang,
I'm sorry. You do not.
I don't know. I can't beat that one. This is like equivalent to playing double dutch. You done finished the set. Ain't nowhere for me to jump in. Fudge. Like, okay, so let me ask you this question. Now the roles are reversed. Let me ask you this question. What is the thing that irritated you the most? Is it because he went to talk to the airman about his experience, or the perception that he tried to use this experience and profit off of that?
That part.
Oh, hold on. Stop the presses. My man Tony Johnson, Pretty Tony, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
So bad he read
Pretty
it correct.
Tony is what they call him. He says liberties are limited while serving, and to this point, priority to readiness, preparedness may often precede complex problems and alienate, especially regarding our national security. That's a goddamn PACAF command she walked right there. God dang it. That's a lot right there.
Tony Bosick said they didn't inspire you, but maybe someone else, P. Come on. I'm all about that. I said that. Tony B, I said that. I love you, Tony. I said that. Inspire airmen, lead airmen, teach them to be successful. Real talk. Do all your BS that you want to do. When you want to post everything, you make it about you. Sure, put up your one post. I don't need 25 hashtags afterwards.
Come on now, dog.
Tell me what the point is. Sometimes success looks like healing. Sometimes it looks like restarting. And sometimes it looks like getting help. Being honest with yourself and refusing to quit on your futures. Hey, thanks, big dog. Appreciate that. Why do I need 27 hashtags afterwards? Why do I need a picture of you up there on a microphone? What is the point? Do your job and leave. You don't have a business. If you had a business and now you're trying to promote your business, do your thing. I don't care. That's fine. Todd Simmons has a business. He promotes his business when he's out there inspiring, leading, teaching. I'm not saying everybody has to have business has to do this. What is your point? What is your point? Because if I remember correctly, you want to talk about how when you retire, oh, it was the lowest point of my life. I couldn't get up. I couldn't take a poop. It was hard for me to pee in the toilet properly. Like, what the heck, man? Hashtag Pete Chill. It just makes, and he's not the only one. He's just the one I see. Now, here's where I'll go back. If AFSA as unpopular celebrities, which after this, they probably never will, as unpopular celebrities to go up there and say what you need to say, no problem. We run a business. We are doing this on our business platform. No problem. But you're doing this for you. I never seen you do this when you were a chief. Ever. I've been to many AFSAs. Never seen you. But now all of a sudden you're done? You want to talk about this? I support it, brother. Brother Keith, I support you. Do your thing. You just don't have to post it. You don't have to. You really, really don't. Now, if people say, Pete, you ain't got to look at it. You're 100% right. You can unfriend them. 100% right. 100%. I support you, big dog. He said he works for AFSA, Pete. Got it. Got it. Are you posting it on the AFSA page? Then I support that. No, you want to post it on your personal stuff. That dude that winked at Pete's girl when they were at AFSA. I don't have a problem with him personally. Anybody who does this. Anybody who does this. I honestly think a lot of people who would love to see you both talk. Yeah, Rodney, let me tell you, we went down this path before. People would love it until they actually got it. And then it might go left. But I don't think we would go left on the stage because we're both professional. We had people on the show. Like I said, Keith Castile was on the show with us before. He had his own little podcast. I shouldn't call it little. He had his own podcast before. Shout out to him. If he wants to work for AFSA, shout out to you. More support to you. I appreciate AFSA and what it does. Why do I need 47 hashtags? Devon, tell me that. Why do I need 47 hashtags?
what it boils down to is the after, the post chat with the airman.
And that's it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, that's anybody. These damn freaking first sergeants who help an airman out and then want to post it on their stories, how they help somebody. That's your effing job. Hey, Devon, if he works for AFSA, it's your effing job. Congratulations. If you worked at McDonald's, you're going to post how you cook the fries? It's your job, bro. Congratulations on doing your job. It was an impactful story that helped out some airmen. Hey, more power to you. I appreciate you. Share your little stupid story. I shouldn't call it stupid. Share your story. Be happy about it. But, an airman came up to me and said, thanks, Sergeant Pete. You really helped me out today. I'm going to call you Chief. Chief, when you were there, how many airmen came up to you and said, thanks for the talk. I really appreciate it. I'm asking you.
Are you asking me? I mean,
you the freaking chief.
Hey, hold on. Don't be getting mad at me, man. Hey.
Sorry. Go ahead. How many people come to you and said, when you were enlisted, said, Chief, I appreciate what you did for me today?
A lot of people.
How many times did you post it?
Rarely.
That's my point.
Rarely.
Be happy of the job you do. It's called selfless service. Hold on.
Selfless service.
Don't be your own freaking licking ice cream cone or whatever the hell they call it. Oh, I heard AFSA was a low-key orgy. Whoa.
You know what? That's what we really need to talk about.
Whoa.
That's what we really need to talk about.
DC, you still owe McCoy?
I do, man.
I got his coin. I got his coin. Oh, it's in the other room.
Man.
I can show it to you. Devon, if you want me to grab it, I'll go grab it.
I can mail it to you. You can come get it. It's up to you, bro.
Yeah, I can't be happy. I flipped the burger outside. You definitely can.
But no, right. Gooch's comment is right, man. That's what we need to talk about. That's what we really need to talk about. But your point is, so to wrap that, well, we don't have to wrap it up. We can continue. But it's an interesting topic, a point, because what you're saying is you're not knocking the message to the airman as what he did post. It gives the impression that he was doing it for himself to kind of market himself.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. You don't have a business. You're trying to do it like maybe you're marketing your own personal brand. And like Devon said, he works for AFSA. Great. Post it on the AFSA page. And maybe it is on there. I don't know. I haven't looked at I'll look at the AFSA page while you're talking. But when I post stuff on my personal page, it's for me.
And some people, and maybe this is in defense, Keith, I don't know, but there are some people out there that feel like that's one, maybe their dopamine fixed, or they feel like there's an audience on their page that's going to be motivated by what he did. But to your point with all the hashtags are there, so maximum coverage. And that's a lot of maximum coverage. That's a lot of hashtags.
Hey, hold on, I'm still scrolling before I look stupid. An hour ago, yeah, let me keep going because this was, wait, we're getting down there. Oh, wait, July. That is not on the AFSA page. You know what hashtag he didn't put in there? Hashtag AFSA. Not one time. So don't tell me this freaking that he's on the AFSA squad. Not one of them said that. It's called ASSFA. Well, Alpha Sierra Foxtrot Alpha was nowhere on the hashtag.
Fatality.
So who is it for?
Oh. Yeah,
it just really makes me mad when people do that. It really, really does. And like I said, he was on the show. I have respect for him as a person. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm saying what you're doing needs to be thought at a little bit more.
What about this orgy?
27 hashtags, not one of them say AFSA.
Fair point. A fair point. You know, it's what you say, selfless service? What's the other word for it? It popped in my mind. So I dare say be humble, I guess. I don't know.
Do it for the right reasons.
You know? I mean, maybe he was, but maybe he felt like, I don't know. It's the hashtags don't help. It gives the impression he's trying to get so many people to see it. You know?
Which I saw it. And I appreciate you what you're doing for the airmen. I wish we could do that.
That goes into like, I'll double down. Like, I think folks that pay these retired chiefs, commanders to come to the base and pay them to speak is ridiculous.
Holy crap. This is you.
Tony Johnson, aka Pretty Tony is what they call him. I am not certain of the current situation. However, as former leaders of the armed forces, we must be cautious of what we post as we served as apolitical members. But the trend now is to push our personal ideas, not realizing the impact on those that were entrusted to our core. We reveal things about our character, and in some cases can highlight perceptions or values that are not aligned with the service's core value.
That was a lot to say what? Like, pack that to me in 5 words. Who exactly is that targeted at?
I mean, I guess you could look at it 2 ways, and Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's saying today's landscape, people are not being aware of the stuff that they're saying and how it impacts the service, even if they're not in the armed forces or not. And I think maybe he's referring to both of you guys in some respect.
And that's kind of what it seems
help
like.
me out if I'm wrong. I'm just thinking. That's what I think you're saying. And maybe
because
like you do, you know.
Because like I said, I respect who the guy is. I don't have no disrespect for who the guy is. I think he's trying to do a great job. And if he works for the company, more power to you. But don't make it about yourself. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. It's not about you, bruh. And the more you think it is, the more you're getting away from the point. Lead airmen, focus on them. If you have a good message to do, this is part of the reason why we have unpopular celebrities. We thought we had messages that people would like to hear. Do your thing. Just don't make it about you. Put the joy on the AFSA page, hashtag AFSA 1, 2 times, whatever the heck it is, and call it good.
Boom.
Least amount of vocalized pauses. Pete Whitney's mad. I'm not even mad. I'm passionate.
Oh.
Passionate.
Oh.
Let's get that clear. I think by you seeing it's the goal was met. The message was good. Maybe the delivery was a little selfish. Can't be mad. I'm not. Hold on. Maybe I gotta do this.
I'm not mad at what he was trying to do. I'm mad about, like you said, the delivery. The effing
delivery. Thank you, Tony. It was good to meet you too at Chief's retirement. For sure. Good dude right there. But Tony, I'm not mad. The goal was met. Cool. Good job. I hope more people go out to his next one. Do you see Lampkin?
I guess we're just not going to talk about the okay,
I don't have any proofs of that.
Good. I'll put it like this. Let's talk about. Okay, here's my experience at the last AFSAs I've been at, and that was a while ago. When I started, was in the space where I would select folks to go. My thought process is when I picked people, I didn't necessarily pick people who were award winners. I picked folks who were also not the greatest performers, maybe average performers, those who are on the fence for getting out. I wanted them to go because I felt like in AFSA, that's when you get to see the whole Air Force work. Like you get to see like-minded people down there working. You hear all these great people down there speaking. You get to meet these great people, command chiefs, former chief master on the Air Force, currents, you got all that stuff. But I found in my last couple of AFSAs, folks that were being sent there, they weren't going to any of the seminars. They would just show up and you wouldn't see them again. And they would just be like down there partying. You hear stories of people getting sexually assaulted, stories of fights and stuff. People like going other places. It turned in, maybe to what Gooch was saying, it turned into an orgy, like a party thing. And I would tell you, my last AFSA I went to, my commander at the time was like, why are we sending people? Like, what are they learning down there? And it was a hard sell. It was difficult. Like, I'm telling you, it got to a point where people who listen to this, they know when you went with me, we met twice a day, and you better have some notes. There was quizzes, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you can go off and do your thing, but you better be there for the first seminar. And I outlined which ones you better go to, and I made it set up where we all alternated. So in other words, you may have went to seminar A, your partner went to seminar B, and we're going to check to see if you learned something. But I would go to these. The last one we was there, we was there doing our thing, doing our UPC thing too. It was ridiculous, man. The people were just all over the place. Then you had remember you had the shirts down there arguing in the dang their lobby. It was crazy.
Yeah. I think the purpose is networking. Networking is probably the biggest thing. That's the reason why you're supposed to be down there. Because sometimes you're not going to learn a whole lot in things. You're just going to hear a lot of people talk. And sometimes just seeing leaders, actually seeing them in person. Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force is usually there doing a thing. See SimStat or Chief of Staff is usually down there saying something. So sometimes just to hear those leaders talk. Yeah, but when you send all your middle grade, they just down there to get it in.
I think it's just a lack of leadership and accountability. Like, just because you pick people to go with you don't mean you just be like, all right, you off left to your own devices. Remember, some of these people never been to AFSA. So they only get what they see. When they see other people leaving seminars at 9 o'clock in the morning to go to the river walk, you know what I'm saying? They think that's what AFSA is. Then when they get back and they tell their other friends, oh man, you gotta go to AFSA, man. We had a ball, man. We did this, that, third. They want to go. And AFSA is supposed to be a professional networking event, professional military
development. Yeah.
Development. But it turned into a big party for some people. And then you fast forward, you go to the officer equivalent. Man, it's been that long, I forgot. What's the officer equivalent? Is it Airspace Association? Something like it was the officer equivalent. Bruh, not saying the officers didn't party, but they were nowhere near like us. Yo, you think if the chief of staff is in there talking, best assured it was packed. And all the other things too. And they were doing trip reports. AFA, thank you, Devon.
AFA.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's paying your monthly AFSA dues and the ones that are lifetime members.
Joint, man.
Yeah, shout out to the ones that are lifetime members.
I'm a lifetime member. I should be able to go there for free.
They need to pay Keith Castile his paycheck to go out there and talk about his bull-ish. So Keith Castile, you're welcome. Philly DC is a lifetime payer. 30 cents of your paycheck is coming from him. Inspire Airmen.
Going back to what this kind of relates to what I said earlier. If somebody called me and say, if they were crazy enough to call me and say, hey, Chief Counsel, we would love for you to come to our wing and do our senior NCO induction ceremony. All I ask is, if it's not local, you pay for my plane ticket and you give me some food. That's all I need. I'm not taking no money to speak. I'm just not a fan. I guess that's my pet peeve. I think I'm not a fan of people paying other people to speak. I'm not. Not when you're a former. And some people say, what's the difference between, know your worth or whatever? Money is scarce enough as it is. You go to some bases, the dorms are jacked up. The DFAC is jacked up. Some of the dorms, they got working laundry, washing machines. But yet we're paying somebody $4,000 to speak. How does that look? customary. You pay for their dinner and you pay for their plane ticket. That should be it. Anyway, my personal opinion.
Anyway, good.
This is a good one. This is a very good one. Shout out to all the people that were here today. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Tony B, the Diabolical Rick Reviews, Del Brown, the other half of our Wu-Tang Unpopular Celebrities Conglomerate, Charles Davis, aka the Black Panther. And then you've got Rodney Dunn himself, Devon McCoy, the habitual line stepper. Thank you for joining us. Well, special appearance by Pretty Tony Johnson for joining us. And then for also Shay Murphy, congratulations on your new, I won't mention it because it might be, you don't want nobody to know, but congratulations there. Shay Murphy, and to your hubby Leo, congratulations there. And of course, who did I forget? There was another. Oh yeah, Gerard Fudge,
Tony Bostic.
I mentioned the Gooch already.
Lampkin.
Oh yeah, Dontre Lampkin. Appreciate you, brother. Oh my bad, wrong one. Dontre Lampkin, Gerard. Oh, famous fella. That's Del Brown. Gerard. That's what it was. Gerard Mercer. Pretty Tony back in the place again. Yes, lack of leadership and accountability. An example to going could be having our enlisted return and provide outreach, yes, to the various enlisted organizations on the base where they serve. In that case, it's not about them, but the larger audience. That was my perspective as a command chief. And when I sent chiefs to courses, he didn't play. They had to come back and share their perspectives because everyone can't go. Y'all killing it. Enjoy the discussions. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. I need to catch up to you, man. See what you've been up to. But yes, great conversations.
I'm not mad.
Huh?
I said I'm not mad.
Just passionate, right?
Just passionate, bro.
Just passionate.
Just passionate. I want people to be in positions to do well in the positions they're in.
I agree. I hear you. I hear you. So a rundown, WNBA, wrong, Enes Kanter. Don't use WNBA as a pawn. And I think women should stay in women's sports, men and men's sports.
There you go.
And then beards, if you don't want to shave, you probably need to transition out. It's not going to change the writings on the wall. And then maybe consider doing what the COVID folks did. If you believe it's unethical, go ahead and transition out. And then when the next administration comes in, they may call you back and give you back pay as well, too. And then finally, when it comes down to the conversation we just had about when you're going back and giving to the airmen, use a little bit of humility and think about the audience and the organization you're representing, not about yourself.
I like that.
Maybe perhaps work with the organization to get that word out. And then when the whole event is over, then you double down and you post it and be like, hey, blah, blah, blah. But when you do it and then you put on your page and you add 40 hashtags, it can give the impression there was something behind it, personal.
Man. All right. Nothing else to say.
Yes.
We didn't talk about football at all, so we'll come back next week, and next week will be our football discussion. Maybe we'll give our predictions and stuff like that because we went way over time. Thank y'all for listening to our stuff. You can catch us on TikTok. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Instagram. You can catch us on Facebook, as most of y'all on. All over the place, you can see us. And if you want to listen to the full podcast, you can go back to Apple Podcasts. Share this with whoever you want. Don't matter, don't care. Appreciate y'all for taking up time on your Sunday, whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours or 2 hours, to come in and talk to us and keep this show lively because we appreciate it. Not upset, just passionate. That's it. Sometimes my passion needs to be pointed in different directions, but definitely I'll keep that under control. Emotional intelligence, I think, is what they call it now. Emotional intelligence. Madden 2027 is dropping, so if y'all want to see me on the stick,
I'll pick up my copy. Physical, baby. Physical. Get a physical copy. Don't get digital. Resist the urge of getting it early. Get physical. Physical or give me physical or death.
Well, I'm going to run a Madden episode probably on the show or start a new show just on YouTube specific. Just Madden. My Madden journey. Because if anybody knows, I'm a big Madden player. When I get time, because now I got a new job, we'll see how long that lasts. I got time. Cool. Anything else?
Go Eagles.
Not go Birds, huh?
Or go Birds.
All right, we out. Unpopular celebrities. Appreciate it. Peace.